This episode is sponsored by Cohesity. Cyber resilience isn't just about getting systems back online. It's about keeping your business operating when disruption strikes. That's the idea behind the Minimum Viable Company, or MVC, a trusted operating core for recovery. Cohesity built the MVC to help organizations identify the essential applications, data, people, and processes required to serve customers, maintain communication, protect revenue, and meet critical obligations. By restoring this trusted operating core first, organizations can reduce downtime, accelerate recovery, and maintain continuity while broader restoration efforts continue. It also provides a clear recovery target, enabling teams to focus resources where they will have the greatest business impact. Learn more at cohesity.com/resilience. That's cohesity.com/resilience. Cohesity, resilience everywhere.
Computers aren't always right. They make mistakes, encounter errors, and crash. Sometimes the errors can be frustrating, especially when the computer is at a big company and it makes a billing error that says you owe them $1,000. And when that corporation won't admit it's their mistake and insists you pay for the bill that you didn't create, this can be infuriating. But what can you do when you try to fight it, but the corporation refuses to admit it's their problem? Well, some hackers know exactly what to do. These are true stories from the dark side of the internet. I'm Jack Resider. This is Darknet Diaries.
This episode is sponsored by Rippling. These days, you can chat with AI about almost any business problem, but only Rippling AI is built to solve them. That's because Rippling is the only AI built on your live global workforce data, giving you full visibility into your business and the ability to take action with AI that executes across departments. Say you want to retain top talent. Just ask Rippling, who are my top performers this year? And instantly receive a workforce report highlighting your best employees with supporting data like comp ratios, performance reviews, and engagement metrics. Rippling AI can turn these insights into proposed retention strategies, including a recommended 10% spot bonus for top performers. So don't settle for AI that's all talk. Head to rippling.ai/darknet and get AI that turns insight into action. That's Rippling, spelled Rippling. Rippling.ai/darknet. Sign up for your exclusive access today. This episode is sponsored by Delete Me. Have you ever thought, I should really be doing something to protect myself from stalkers, scammers, and hackers, but you're not sure what? Here's what you should do. Go to www.joindeleteme.com/darknetdiaries and enter code DD20 and you'll get 20% off Delete Me. And a few years ago I signed up and Delete Me got busy scouring the internet for my name and gave me reports on what they found and deleted stuff. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now at a special discount for my listeners, get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to www.joindeleteme.com/darknetdiaries and use promo code DD20 at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to www.joindeleteme.com/darknetdiaries and enter code DD20 at checkout. That's www.joindeleteme.com/darknetdiaries, code DD20.
Hey.
Yo, what up?
You want to tell us your name?
Everybody calls me mobman.
Hacking changed Mobman's life. But to understand how it changed his life, we need to go back to when he was just a kid.
All right, so I started off, I'm a little kid. I'm like 8, 9 years old. Got a Nintendo, right? The old NES square box, blowing a cartridge, push it in a few times. I was addicted to video games, like nonstop. So I'd sneak out in the middle of the night and go play it while, my mom's asleep.
His mom would catch him doing this and take his Nintendo away. The little Mobman was addicted, so
I'll go find it and then, skip school just to play the video games. Very sneaky kid. So I was like the devil. And then eventually she took a hammer and smashed the shit out of the Nintendo. So, that was my first, computer. So I got to see the insides, look at it, take it all apart, try to figure out how to get it back to working and stuff. That did not happen. It did not get fixed, but I learned a little bit about it. So then the next thing was, I got a computer. Then I started playing a game called Ultima Online. It's a massive multiplayer role-playing game. A lot of people now, they would be able to relate to it as like World of Warcraft, except in Ultima Online, if you die, they could take all your stuff and pretty much leave you naked and bare.
As you might have guessed, Mobman became addicted to Ultima Online. As a teenager, he found himself playing it every chance he could.
The computer breaks, and the mom's like, I ain't paying somebody to fix it because you broke it like 3 or 4 other times. I had to learn how to fix all that stuff and like how the actual operating system works.
He gets it working again and starts taking an interest in computers. He learned how to do a little programming and troubleshoot problems on the computer. But still, he finds himself playing Ultima Online all the time. Now back then, to be online, you need a phone and a modem to connect to the internet. So he'd often hear his mom shouting,
"Phone's busy. I know you're on that damn game." Blah, 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 So she'll go and disconnect the phone. So I'll go outside and I found the little phone box thing, and I'll splice the cables of the neighbors and run them into ours. So then I could use their telephone.
After years of playing Ultima Online and using his computer every day for hours a day, he started to become pretty good at computers. And he started visiting some of the more popular online bulletin boards and chat rooms and learning how to do different hacks, like making free phone calls and stuff. And he started learning that software has exploits. So what does he do?
So in Ultima Online, me and my buddies, we'll sit out there and we'll figure out ways to exploit the game. We'll hide out in front of people's houses, stealth our way, which you basically turn invisible, and we'll wait outside somebody's house, their door, when they opened it. And then we'll just walk inside their door, invisible, and then wait for them to leave, and then steal all their shit. We built our own scams. Like, we'll pull up like the trading window to trade somebody for stuff, and then like we'll close it, and then like their stuff will be too heavy and it'll fall and drop on the ground, or they can't move, and we'll just kill them and then take it. So eventually we bought a boat in the game. You could have a boat, you could like sail around and do shit. And there's a little like a cargo bay like in front of the boat, and you can store your shit in it. And it works like a house. Like, you have to have a key or whatever, and you can open, close the, lock it, whatever, so you can't get in. But we learned if you park a boat, the bow in front of another bow of another boat, and you're standing on your boat, apparently your privileges of your boat links over to their boat, and you could like open their cargo hold and take all their shit. So we spent like a couple weeks just going and hitting every boat on the whole damn server and stealing everybody's stuff.
Players could open tickets and complain on the forums, but Mobman and his pirating friends never got caught doing this. He made a lot of in-game money stealing from all these players, and he wanted to show off his epic loot. So he made a website showcasing what he had.
So we take snippets of the game, and that's how I started learning ActionScript and Flash, and put some music behind it and release them all up online on our GeoCities websites. Then we used to hack each other's websites and take them down and stuff.
In the 90s, when you play Ultima Online, it asks if you want to save your login so you don't have to type it in next time. And if you do this, it actually saves your username and password in a clear text file called uo.cfg.
So we figured that out, and we're like, oh, cool. So if we get other people's uo.config file, because there's some idiots at school that play it, we could log in as them.
Now we have all the ingredients for a fresh baked hack. Mobman is now 1 part computer tech, 2 parts griefer, 1 part programmer, and a dash of greediness. His mission is to somehow take that uo.cfg file from other players online. So he mixed all this together and created a pretty clever program.
It's a remote access tool, and it was a Trojan horse virus.
He built a program that would allow him to take control of another computer.
You could open and close the CD-ROM. You could flip the screen. You could hide the start button. You could move the mouse on their screen and, click around. You could open up their C drive, change their wallpaper. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff.
He also connected it to ICQ, a common messaging app back then.
And when they get infected with it, it'll send you an ICQ message, and it'll tell you their IP address and that they're online.
Mobman called his virus Sub-7. Now that he spent some time creating it, it was time to put it to work.
So in Ultima Online, we'll stand by bank. So we'll go by there and like, oh man, we got, because we were rich in the game. Like we had castles and millions of gold, and all of our characters were like badass because of our thievery and stealing everybody's stuff from like the boats and the other things and killing everybody and stuff. So people are like, how do you get all that stuff? You know, and we're like, oh no, we made this little program and it gives you unlimited gold. We're like, hey, do you want it? And we're like, yeah. And we're like, cool, what's your ICQ? You know, we'll send it over to you. So, you know, we'll message them and then we'll send them the EXE, and then we'll put up like an error code, file not found, error, you know, okay, cancel or whatever. And then we'll send them the thing. So they'll run it and they're like, oh, it didn't work. Like it gave me some error. And then they'll run it again, infecting themselves again, and then run it again. And then they infected themselves like 3 or 4, like people will infect themselves like 10 times before they figure out like, oh, I guess it just doesn't work. I'm like, oh man, I'm missing a file. I forgot to send it to you. Then like you give up or whatever. Then they go off on their own merry way, you know, and then you remove them off of ICQ and be like, oh, sorry, I guess the hack didn't work.
Once that player is infected, Mobman would swoop in and grab the uo.cfg file, which contained the username and password of that player.
You're looking for other people that want to cheat in the game, and you tell them that you have the cheat for them. And I think that still goes on to this day. Like, I mean, you see like Minecraft and all those other stupid things, like YouTube videos out there, and they're like, oh, we got this hack, get free gold, or wall hacks and shit. And then all those are infected with some type of malware or whatnot. You know, you can scan them. So, I mean, it's the same typical thing. But I mean, that's just how we came up with, you know, doing this stuff back then. Now, nobody else was doing that. Keep in mind, like we came up with that method to like say, hey, you're going to get cheats. Here you go. Here's the file. Run it. And then they'll log in. And then, you know, I mean, there's some stories, you know, I'll log into people. We'll log in real quick, take all their stuff. I'll have a couple guys standing by the bank. We'll just steal all their things, you know, go to their house, and then I'll go and like delete their characters. Like these people spend like years like leveling up their dudes and stuff, and I just like delete, confirm yes or no, yes, gone. There's no recovery. It's over. Like I would probably commit suicide if that happened to my account.
Oh, you're so cold, man.
Dude, I look back and like it's like, oh my god, those poor little kids. You know, it's so bad. So I'll delete all their shit, and then we'll make a new character and like, you know, dress it up like with a skirt or something or whatever. You know, just fuck with them, and then they eventually figure it out.
What they figured out is that they've been hacked, and that somebody logged into their account, stole all their items, and deleted their character. This would be a character that they had worked on for years, and it's all of a sudden gone. High-level players that were wiped out by Mobman and hit with this Sub-7 virus must have felt a level of rage like no other.
But they can't prove or know anything. And then I can't even keep up. I get so many people. I had so many people that I had coming back to me where I could go and log into their accounts. Not just their accounts in UO, but I could log into their computers. Now, I don't really log into computers, but there were a couple times where like some of them have webcams, and I'll turn on their webcam because that was another option. You could like turn on their webcam and watch them. So, you know, I see like their moms be up on their computer, you know, watching some sexual stuff. You know, going on AOL. I can tell you some stories on that, you know.
This Sub-7 virus was working really well for Mobman. He was able to social engineer dozens of players to install the virus, and he was able to take tons of in-game items and gold from them.
Right. So I started getting overwhelmed in the UO. I started making so much bank, you know, so much money and being like awesome and getting all these people and stuff like that. You know, I wanted to share it with my other buddies, you know, my friends that were in my clan or guild that we had. So I sent it to those ding dongs on ICQ. I'm like, here's the here's the client, here's how you use it, go start sending it to people, do what I do. Y'all been hanging out, you all see how it works and stuff, because we're all on ICQ. So they started using it and then sending it to people. And then apparently they sent it to their friends, and their friends sent it to their friends. And then they built a fucking website and started giving it away to everybody and stuff like that. And the next thing I know, everybody knows about Sub 7. Like I see other idiots in UO like, oh, hey, you want to get a cheat? And blah, 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 blah. I'm like, huh, sure. Yeah. What's your ICQ number? And like, they'll try to send it to me and infect me with it. And I'm like, that's fucking pretty awesome. I don't have to talk with my friends because I told them not to give it out, but they did. So they gave it out. It spread. I'm not the one that kind of gave it away to everybody, if you will, or made the website or anything. That was my ding dong juvenile delinquent friends.
Even though Sub 7 was created to steal Ultima Online logins, mobman had built a lot of features into it, like the ability to grab any file, change files, upload files, and turn the webcam on. So Sub 7 started to spread and was used by all kinds of different people for all kinds of different reasons. Some students would infect their teachers with it and change their grades.
They sent it to their friend, and they're playing the cup holder game with the opening, closing the CD-ROM. They got them inspired and interested in computers, because they have to learn social engineering. You have to convince somebody to open the file and run it. And it got people learning about the operating systems.
But some people already knew how computers worked and took this to the next level, infecting dozens and hundreds of people at a time.
You can attach it to anything, though. First, there's a button like browse, and then you pick an executable, like calculator. And then you click meld, and it'll meld the malware with the executable. And the executable will still run and act normal, except it has Sub 7 infects you when you run it.
I start thinking about some of the stuff I downloaded back in the Wares days. I'm pretty sure I probably downloaded this. And
oh, yeah, you got infected.
Well,
yeah, for sure.
As a kid, I did download a lot of shady things and ran them. And as I think back, I do remember getting my grandma's computer infected with the Sub 7 virus and having to learn how to wipe it off. I never thought I'd ever meet the maker of that virus that hit me in 2002. This is why, even today, you should never run a program that you don't trust, because it could infect you with Sub 7 or another Trojan. This malware that mobman made was spreading all over the internet like an unchecked disease. Mobman only used Sub 7 to steal Ultima Online logins for himself. He never used it to steal anyone's credit cards, bank statements, or anything like that.
It's like, I don't know, I just don't like stealing credit, money or things from them. Because Ultima Online, I didn't think of it like that because it was virtual, right? Because it was on the internet. I don't know. I think of my grandma. I always get the image of my little old lady grandma, and if somebody would rob her, I would kill that person. You know what I mean?
Mobman finished high school with good grades, but his obsession with video games grew stronger. Because he was tapping into his neighbor's phone lines and spending all night on the computer, his relationship with his parents evaporated.
Oh, yeah, they don't ever talk to me during all that whole time. I was disowned as a child.
Because of this, he hardly ever went home.
No, I wasn't. I mean, most of the time I was staying over at my girlfriend's, apartment or whatever, or out over at friends' houses, couch surfing, trying to get on that internet.
He was drawn like a moth to a flame. He would go wherever he could find free internet access.
Video games ruined my Ultima Online, ruined my life, or my early livelihood. I'm 18 at this, or I was about to turn 18, and I got a cell phone. I was 17. They let me sign the contract because they're idiots. And I thought you had to be 18 to sign a legal binding contract. I got a phone bill. It was $900, and that's a lot of money.
He looks at the bill, and it says he called Kansas and some other states for an ungodly amount of time.
I don't know anybody in Kansas or Arkansas or wherever the hell. I didn't make these calls.
So he decides to refute the bill with AT&T. Let
me call them up and see what the hell this $900 charge is or whatever. And they said I called somebody in Kansas or Wisconsin, or it's I don't even know anybody up in that state. I did not call somebody up there for 20 hours So you need to remove this $900 bill charge on my phone. They're like, no, sir, we're not going to do that. You made that call and you're going to have to pay it, or we're not going to give you service. And I'm like, well, I'm not even 18 and you signed this contract, so I don't have to pay it anyway. And they're like, well, then we're going to disconnect you altogether. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to log in and change it myself. And they're like, we got smarter people working here than you. You're not even, you're a young punk kid and stuff, da-da-da-da. So I hang up.
By this point, Mobman has developed a complex because of his previous online exploits. He was thinking to himself,
I made this sub 7. I fucking own everything in Ultima Online, like the greatest game ever.
And after he hangs up with AT&T, he feels powerless against this large corporation. He honestly didn't make the calls they claim he did, and there's nothing he can do about it except pay it. So rage brews inside him. And he just heard AT&T tell him that their systems are too secure for him to hack into.
And I'm like, oh, really? They think they're smarter and better than me and they can push me around? I didn't make these calls, and whatever. So I get on my vengeful, upset. I see red.
Mobman got a list of AT&T phone numbers that had modems on them, so he would use his computer to dial the number and see if it connected. This is called war dialing. He would go down the list, dialing number after number to see if it connected to any computer in the AT&T network.
So I spent all night logging into different PBXs, calling up all kinds of weird exchanges, and I get into a couple of them.
And every once in a while, he would connect to an AT&T system. And amazingly enough, the systems he accessed did not have a username or password. So when you dialed into it, it would immediately give you a command prompt.
Yeah, it just throws you in. Dude, there's no fucking security back then, man. There's nothing ever.
This was an operating system Mobman had never seen before. Some weird AT&T terminal or something. So he didn't know any commands.
Yeah, I'm typing like question mark and help and stuff, and then like it gives you a little list of commands, and then you type in that command and type help, and you keep getting lists of different stuff to try to figure out what everything freaking does.
He keeps getting access to one system after another, and he's exploring and learning the AT&T network, studying it, mapping it, and he keeps going deeper.
Man, if they had Red Bulls back then, I'd be just on more Red Bulls. It's just a natural high. It's just like, I don't know, you're just doing it. It's just like the whole world closed off. I get enveloped and closed into that. Like, it's me, the computer, that's it. Like, you could be houses on fire and I wouldn't even know.
Mobman spends 8 hours gaining access into AT&T's network, slowly making progress, but still nothing significant yet.
Eventually, I typed in the wrong command.
And at that same moment, the computer he dialed into went offline.
And nothing worked. And then I tried dialing some of the other numbers that I was able to connect to prior to some of the other machines, and they were all off too. So then I thought it was me. So I tried calling in from a different address, and then that didn't work. Then I decided to give them a call up AT&T customer support again. See if they can fix my phone bill. So I got them on the line, and again, we're not fixing your bill, blah, 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 blah. You made these calls. I'm like, I did not, blah, blah, blah. But hey, how's your all's network over there in California and Nevada and stuff? And they're like, well, we just have a big network outage over there. It's been out for a couple hours.
He realized the commands he typed on that computer had caused a major outage at AT&T.
And apparently it rewrote the firmware on it and bricked like one of these central switching PBXs, which happened to run like the whole like West Coast telephone systems or something. I'm like, oh, really? Well, if you want to know why, I'll tell you if you fix my phone bill. So, so I get in there and I start bragging. I brag to them. I'd sit there and I tell them what I did and all stuff. And obviously, I gave him my name, my phone number, and all. You know.
So obviously that's one of the situations you probably reflected back on a lot. What do you think about that now?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, don't be an idiot. Yeah. I mean, well, nowadays, obviously, you got VPNs and all that shit. You know, if you want to do something illegal, I mean, I could definitely get away with stuff if I want to now, but I don't. Yeah, I don't do anything illegal.
This episode is brought to you by Black Hills Information Security, trusted by the cybersecurity community for nearly 20 years. Need a pen test or 24/7 monitoring from their active SOC team? Or maybe you're ready for continuous pen testing to keep your systems battle ready. Black Hills InfoSec can take care of it all. And if you want to learn how they do it, check out Anti-Siphon Training. It's built for people who really want to hone their skills, from SOC analyst tools and methodologies to setting traps and running deception operations. AI is changing cybersecurity right now. Defenders use it, attackers use it, and that's why Anti-Siphon Training is hosting their free AI Security Summit on August 14th. Join experienced practitioners as they share practical lessons, real-world experiences, and insights into how AI is changing cybersecurity. And because you're one of my listeners, they've got a little something extra waiting for you at blackhillsinfosec.com/darknet. The website you need to go to is blackhillsinfosec.com/darknet.
My man told AT&T how he hacked into their systems, gave his name and phone number, and waited for them to call him back so that they could remove the charges from his phone bill. He sat there after hanging up.
No, I mean, I'm still upset. Like, they didn't fix my shit. You know, I hacked all their stuff. I'm waiting for them to call me back, so I just get back on and like keep trying to do other shit. You know, hack and do stuff. And then I think I went and played some Ultima Online afterwards. You know, or whatever. You know.
A few days go by, still no callback from AT&T.
Yeah, my friends, my girlfriend and my mom got a visit from like a detective or an FBI guy or something, and left them their business cards. I was like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? So I had a job. I forgot what I was doing. I was like working at Taco Bell or some shit, and you know, these detective people were looking for me. And I was worried that I'm going to get picked up, I'm going to get arrested. I don't know what's happening. So I said, all right, well, let me confront it, you know. So I had lots of friends, computer friends. One of them lived in Washington, and there was a library in Washington. And apparently that library had a database their little computer that was like the white pages. And you could put in anybody's name or phone number, reverse lookup, front lookup, whatever, sideways, whatever you want to do. You know, it's like it has everybody's information.
Mobman uses this computer to look up the information on the detective that's looking for him.
And I get his house phone number and his address and stuff. And I call him at his house at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And he's asleep. But he answers the phone. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And I heard you're looking for me. And he's like, yeah, I just want to talk to you about AT&T. Like, they said that you were having some issues with them, and I think, why don't you meet me up with get a cup of coffee, and we could go over, you know, this stuff. And I'm like, dude, I'm not stupid. Like, you've been looking for me for like a month and knocking on all my friends' doors and shit. And I think you're going to arrest me. So I'm not going to meet up with you with some coffee. Like, I'm not stupid. And he's like, all right, yeah, I mean, I get it. You are wanted, and I'm going to have to, you know, take you in and stuff. Where are you? I'll come and get you. And I'm like, I'm not going to tell you where I am. I'm not stupid. Again, I'm going to alliterate that. But, however, I get my paycheck Friday, and I'll meet you at my girlfriend's apartment complex on Saturday at the pool, and I'll turn myself in. And he's like, okay, well, where do you work? Like, you know. And I'm like, dude, really? Like, and I hang up.
He wanted to do the right thing. He didn't want to be a criminal or a fugitive. He just wanted to face this problem. He thought he might go to jail. So he spent the next few days stashing all his computer files in safe spots all around the internet and sorting out any loose ends.
I was just like, all right, well, I went and got my paycheck, and I went in that Saturday and went to the pool, and like I went and walked in there. And they came, like they had like SWAT team there, like a bunch of dudes with machine guns, and surrounded me basically and put me in the back.
What did you think as soon as you saw like a SWAT team?
I don't know. I was just like, I'm frozen. I'm just like, whatever. I'm just standing there. What am I gonna do? Pull out my 9 and start shooting at them? I mean,
no, I mean, just like, I would just be so scared. Like, why are there people pointing guns at me?
I don't know. I don't care. I mean, it's cool. My girlfriend, she's there, you know, walking up. They let me, you know, kiss and hug my girlfriend goodbye, and they give me my cell phone. Like, they're letting me make calls in the back of the cop car. I'm calling up like my buddies. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to jail, you know. Write me a letter or something. Then they took me to jail.
His girlfriend was not happy to see him arrested at her pool.
Yeah, she was sad. And she was good. Like, she came to the jail and visited me a lot and all that stuff. So
Mobman was questioned and taken to jail.
it sunk in like the first, like, you know, couple days, like 2 or 3 days. It's like, man, I'm missing people and blah, blah, blah. But then it becomes like a whole different world inside of jail. It has its own ecosystem, if you will. You know, so you start learning all the stuff in there and whatnot. And I was like the pretty cool guy in jail. I mean, I'm a young, skinny, nerdy fucking dude, but nobody fucked with me at all because I was like the cool hacker guy that could, like, when they get out, we could all hook up and like make lots of money and do shit. So everybody wanted to be like my friend. So I mean, I had it made. I mean, I was good in chess. I learned pinochle, played dominoes. I got sent to lockdown a few times. That was fun. Got to hang out with all the murderer people. You know, so it was an experience. So it opens your eyes. I learned how to become humble and very respectful in there.
Strangely enough, he was still able to get on a computer while in jail.
Some of the guards there, the officers, they were going to school for computers, or they had a computer there and they want to learn stuff. And who's the guy they come and talk to about learning things? This guy.
Which was a lot of fun for Mobman.
Hell yeah. They let me go hang out, play on the computer, show them things, you know. And then there's the law library. Law library was amazing. And that had the internet, but you couldn't get on the internet. So I had to hack the computer locally. I remember how I did that was magnifying glass. Yeah, magnify.exe. I deleted magnify and renamed cmd.exe to magnify. And then I went back to the login screen. And then you hit like Windows H and it brings up the accessibility magnify, which was actually command prompt, and system launched it for me. So now I have like admin of their little law library computer. Then I got everybody's name, address, well, not everybody, but like all the correctional officers, like got in their HR department and got all their information, printed that out. Signed up for like pretty much every magazine on the planet. Like the mail that I got every day was like bags, like those big garbage bags full of mail.
How'd you pay for that?
But cash on delivery, bro. Back then, you sign up, you know, sample, subscription, whatever. Done. Every magazine. Back then, you know, magazines were a thing. So there was like, I don't know, thousands a day. So like the jail people got upset and came to my cell and had a talking with me and wanted to know how I did it all, or they were going to charge me with more crimes. So I sat down with their IT guy, some old dude, and showed him that his computer skills were lacking stuff and how I did all that, which was fine. So, I mean, I got to be on a computer, and do things here and there.
He spent 5 months in jail, and it was time for his trial.
I get a public defender. Pretender is what we call them. Public pretenders. They're scaring me. They're like, dude, you're going to prison for 15 years. We got all the evidence that we need. We got you. We got AT&T saying that you called them and told them that you did this. So I was scared though. And I wanted to get out of jail, right? And they're like, hey, if you sign here, you could get out tonight. We'll put you on probation. Done. Or we go to trial and you'll lose. I mean, the public defender's like, you'll lose and you'll go to prison for 15 years. But if you plea out to here, we'll lower your charge down to a 3rd-degree felony instead of a 2nd-degree felony, and we'll let you out tonight, and you can go home. And I'm like, all right. So I signed and pled out. But then I didn't get to go home that night because the judge wanted to have a whole nother hearing for restitution. And I'm like, what's that word? What's restitution mean? It's like, oh, that's the money you got to pay back for the damages you caused. And it's a lot of money. So we're going to have a whole hearing on that. When's a good time there, court reporter person? Oh, next month we got an opening. Oh, cool. All right, well, send them back to jail and we'll see them next month. So I sit in jail, wait a month, come back, restitution hearing. Yay, I get out today. Whatever the fuck y'all want to say I want to pay, I don't care. But their lawyers didn't show up, the AT&T ding-dongs. And they're like, oh, well, can we get a continuance? Lawyers couldn't make it today. I stand up. I'm like, fuck no. I pled out a month ago. I should have been out a month ago. I'm not going back into jail because these guys can't be respectful enough to the court to show up when you told them to be here. And then the judge is like, you know what? You're right. If they want any money from you, they're going to have to sue you. Click, no restitution. And then I did like the little deuces sign. Deuces! And then I got to go out. I got out and left. I went to find the nearest ashtray to find a cigarette butt to smoke. And then I went to like McDonald's and got a cheeseburger for free because I told them that I ordered something the other day and it was because I just got out of jail. I didn't have no money. I ordered something the other day and they forgot to give me a cheeseburger in the bag and they're like, all right, well, here you go. And I'm like, sweet cheeseburger. Social engineering. And then I went to go live at the Salvation Army.
My man had nowhere to go after getting out of jail, so he was homeless for a while with no money and had to start from scratch. His friends were all gone, and his mom wanted nothing to do with him.
Well, because she was a police officer or whatever, and I was a convicted felon at that time. I don't know. She just kind of disowned me. So yeah, I lived on my own, did day labor, digging ditches. It was cool. I went out on one. They had a submarine once parked at the thing, and it was in for cleaning. It was like some old Russian sub or something, and we had to like choop off the barnacles. It was pretty fun. Yeah, laying sod, doing whatever. Eventually saved some money, got a little apartment, got another job.
He was starting to pick his life back up and be productive again, but then something happened.
So, I seen a crime happening one day while I was walking down the street, but it was pretty bad. It was like somebody was getting their ass whooped in, and there's like a knife and all kinds of other stuff, right? So I'm like, oh, here's a payphone. Let me call 911. Let me be a good citizen to save this person's life. And I do that. Cops come, and they want to come over and talk to me. And they asked for my ID and stuff. And lo and behold, I had a warrant out for my arrest. Apparently, I violated probation because I was on probation. And I never had a probation officer or checked in or did anything that I was supposed to do. So I got arrested. They took me to jail. They didn't take the other dude to jail, by the way. They let him off. They just gave him a court date. Guy that was like killing somebody. So, but I get to go to jail because, I violated my probation, which is fine. It's the law. So I went to jail, sat in jail, had to wait, go to court. And then I'm like, I don't want to get put on probation again. Apparently I can't do it. I'm like, well, we're going to put you on it again. All right, cool. So I got put on probation again. This time I actually did check in, meet with the dude, and everything's like, well, you got to get a job, you got to do this, you got to do that. I'm like, fuck that, put me back in jail. So I went back to jail. And then I tell the judge, like, I told you I didn't want to get put on probation. Just tell me how much time I got to do, and I'll do it, and don't put me on probation. He's like, all right, well, you got to do a year. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm already been sitting in here for 6 months, so all right, a couple more months ago, done. Because you get like extra bonus days because I was like a trustee and I did good stuff, and you get like good behavior, and so you only do like 8 months out of the 12 months for a year. So I did my year, got out, free and clean, done.
He gets back out, starts over from scratch again, doing day labor, earning a little bit at a time, and saving up for an apartment.
I eventually met a chick, moved down to Fort Lauderdale with her. She had some money, so like I lived with her. I didn't really have to buy or pay anything or whatever. And then I got a job running Cat 5 cable or whatever. And then they were working on poker software, and like their programmers were like idiots. It's like I'll look over their shoulder and see what they're doing because I'm running all the cables, and I'd go and help them like fix their little problem they're having with whatever of that day. And eventually, the boss, he's seen me doing that. He's like, hey, you want to just work here? And I'm like, cool, yeah, So I was like the assistant IT guy. Eventually I stayed with the company and everything. And I just became like one of the head dudes, there. And my knowledge just like skyrocketed from working there. And then I went back to college. I started going to school. So I put myself through college to get a degree, which is pretty much worthless. Didn't learn a lot while I was working there. And I was getting certifications. So like 200 different Microsoft certs later, after I took one like I took one like every other day just for kicks and giggles because they're like free. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to take all these certs. So I was taking certs like every day. It was fun.
The place he was working at was an online casino. But it was at this time that some harsh online gambling regulations went into effect in the US. So the business started to wobble, and he knew he needed to move on to something new.
I eventually got in an argument and left that company and went and started my own. And I made a cybersecurity company, and then I sold that company to McAfee.
That's John McAfee, who started the McAfee antivirus software. But John is no longer part of McAfee and is doing his own ventures. But still, mobman made some pretty good money selling his company to John.
Yeah, I bought a house and car and paid off all my debts, student loans. I moved to Alabama.
Mobman has just been living a nice, relaxing life for the last few years, which brings us up to now.
Now, just hanging out, looking for a job. A lot of now I'm in Huntsville, Alabama, and the scenery here is all DoD. Everybody has clearance. Secret clearance and all that. Obviously, me with my criminal past, I don't have the clearances. So a lot of people won't touch me or hire me. So I do contract work, and I'm actually looking into maybe even starting a recruitment company because I know so many people and I like to help, and I'm really good at, making resumes and getting placed and knowing if somebody's full of shit or not. But I think I'm probably going to be one of them people where I just have to keep doing my own companies and my own thing, unless somebody gives me a chance to, show them that I'm not a criminal or whatever, Like a lot of companies are scared of me.
Oh, and remember Sub7? Apparently, while he was in jail and homeless and struggling, that malware became really popular. Thousands of people started becoming familiar with it.
Oh, this was more than thousands. I know nowadays, millions of people know about Sub7, as I know it's still being used in China and India and a few other places. It's very, very weird to see that it's still out there and in the wild and working to this day.
After a while, mobman would go and attend security and hacker conferences.
Then I started seeing like the impact that it had on the industry and changing a lot of the people. And like, I'll go to DEF CON or whatnot, and like people come up to me and they're like, oh man, we use Sub 7. And everybody tells me a story about their use of Sub 7. Some people that, run these billion-dollar cybersecurity companies, they come up to me and they're billionaires. And they're like, dude, man, you got me the one that got me into computers. Like, I wouldn't be where I was today without Sub 7. I'm like, you owe me a beer. They're like, whatever you want, man. Well, let's go to the bar. You buy everything's on me. So it's like cool because I'm, poor. So, or I was.
It's hard to tell, but some people claim that Sub 7 was the first remote access tool that became popular with hackers. A few other Trojans came out around the same time.
And so with that, it's history, kind of historical software.
A few years back, Mobman saw an article online, and it said that AT&T found an error in their billing system, which ended up in a class action lawsuit. And it said the errors in their billing system dated all the way back to when Mobman was erroneously hit with that $900 phone bill.
And I'm like, yep, I've been saying that for years. I've been telling them their shit was broken for years. So yeah, AT&T burn in hell. So like when they come on my lawn and they ask me if I want to get AT&T internet, it's like, oh, I feel bad for that sales guy.
Yeah.
I so trolled him.
What did you say to him?
Dude, I go down and file restraining orders at the courthouse against them. If they send me one letter in the mail, I go down and file something at the courthouse. Like I'm livid against that company. I just don't the only thing I learned, like I don't have no anger issues or anything. The only thing that ever upsets me in life, you can do whatever you want to me. You accuse me of something I did not do, I get upset. But I've learned to control it. I'm not going to go and hack you or do something, but that's the only thing that really pisses me off in life is like being accused of something I didn't do. So, and it upsets me when I go to a lot of companies and they think that I'm going to do this and this and that or whatever. Like if they upset me, I'm going to fuck all their shit up or something, that's ridiculous, but whatever. It is what it is.
Wait a minute. I have an addendum to this story. If you haven't listened already, you need to go and listen to part 2 of this story right now, which is episode 150, and it's called Mobman 2.
You've been listening to Darknet Diaries. If you want to help support this show, head on over to darknetdiaries.com/love. There you'll find the best ways to support this show, including a link to the Patreon page and a shop where you can buy t-shirts and stickers. This show is made entirely by me, Jack Reese-Sider, and the theme music is by the mysterious Breakmaster Cylinder.